Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the Nano Quadcopter Review Roundup. These are all the Nano Quadcopters that I have reviewed so far. I think it is pretty much the majority of the ones that have been released as far as I know. Let's go ahead and introduce them. I have reviews of all of these on my channel, so check the video description for links if one of them is of particular interest to you. So to start, this is the Estes Proto X. That's the one that pretty much started it all. That was the world's smallest at the time that it came out. That is basically the American rebranding of this, which is the Hubsan Q4. I've got a couple mods on that one there. There are some, prop guards available, and those are some little landing boots on it. This is the LS111, which is basically a clone of the Q4. You can tell with the they got the QH on the front instead of Q4. This is the Eachine H1, which is pretty interesting. It's got these wheels on it. It also has a prop guard available for it. So that's pretty cool. This is the new Estes Proto X SLT, which just came out. It has basically a swappable battery. You can kind of have better access to the battery now. You don't have to take off the canopy like the original. It also now uses the SLT protocol, so you can fly it with like an SLT tactic radio, and it also comes with a Hubsan X4 style transmitter, so you can do all the the flips and changing rates and everything that I explained about doing in my Proto X review. So now you can do that right out of the box. These are probably my least favorite Nanos. This is the WL Toys V272 and then the 282, which is just a new protocol. But as you'll see, I broke the motor on that pretty much immediately. Not a fan of that quad. Doesn't fly well. Seems to be some QA issues with it. This is the Cheerson CX11. It's kind of almost a Proto X clone, not quite. It's got a little bit of differences to it, not a bad little Nano. This is this Cheerson CX10, which is the current world's smallest. This thing is just really cool, super tiny. I've got some prop guards and some landing boots on it, so I've got one here just so you can see what it looks like without any mods on it. That's just it by itself. Very cool little quad. Alright, moving on. We've got the Fineco FX1. This is what I call the beginner's Nano. It's just really slow, easy to fly, so I think a beginner would do well with that one. This is the HY850. Not a bad little quad. It's got a big battery in it. It's got long flight times, interesting flips to it. This is the Kyosho Quattro X. Pretty cool. It's the Kyosho's first quad as far as I know of. The only problem is it's only available in mode 1, so that's kind of a deal breaker for most. This is the Cheer X1. Very weird little Nano. I'm basically calling that the stunt Nano. It's really only good in the highest rates, and it is crazy in the highest rates. The lower rates are pretty much, unflyable due to a slow yaw. This is the Ares Ethos PQ. Nice little Nano. It's got their, typical canopy design to match the rest of their quad lineup. Uses the High Sky protocol, so I can actually fly that with my Spectrum DX8 using a little, radio adapter. So that's a pretty nice little quad. You can find that in Hobbytown stores in America. This is the JXD 395 JXD 395 Airbus. Kind of looks like a bus. Not a bad little quad. I had some problems with the motor mounts coming out, but for the most part it's a nice quad. And then this is the Hobby Zone Phase, which just came out recently. It is basically a rebranded version of the Airbus, and this is Horizon's first Nano quadcopter. And then this is just even newer. This is their second one. This is the Blade Pico QX, and this thing is awesome. Still kind of getting used to it, so I'm, haven't fully formed my opinion on it, but I do think that that's probably going to be my favorite Nano. It's just really light, so it flies, nice and smooth and stable, just really good flight characteristics. And then it has those prop guards like the Nano QX had, and it does double flips, so that's pretty cool. This is the Syma X12 Nano. It's Syma's first true nano quadcopter. Pretty cool, a little bit slow on the yaw rate though. This is the CX model, CX023. Really neat looking quad. I had a lot of fun with it while it worked, but the motor died pretty much after I think like 3 or 4 flights pretty immediately. Then I bought a replacement one in the orange color, and that's just has some sort of problem with the accelerometer. So kind of like the V272 here, I think there are some quality issues that really makes that a risky buy. If you get a good one, it's great, but I can't guarantee you that you'll get a good one. This is basically the same thing. They share a protocol, but they're, obviously slightly different design. This is the Jin H7. This is really cool. It's a good fast yaw on it. It has internal LEDs that glow from inside the body, so that's really cool. And I'm really liking that one. That's a good Nano. This is the UDI U839. Not quite a Nano. You'll see this front line here is a little bit bigger than the rest. They're not really nanos, but they're not quite micros. I think I'm going to call them ultra micros, but I figured they fit better in the nano group than the micro group. So yeah, this is their UDI's Nano. Pretty good little quad, a little bit slow on the yaw rate, but it does have a swappable battery, so you can put batteries in and out and keep flying. It has LEDs in the arms, so kind of cool look. Kind of looks like a little Nano Latrax Alias in a way. This is pretty interesting, unique little thing here. The JXD319, also known as the top-selling X6 Shadow Breaker. Really, really weird, unique design, really original. Downward-facing props, pretty cool. I'd like to see more manufacturers, coming out with really unique quad designs like that instead of, all of these that essentially look the same. This one certainly stands out from the bunch. And last but not least, this is the Syma X2. So here we had the Syma X12, which is a true nano, but the Syma X2 is a little bit bigger, ultra micro, and it also has a swappable battery, so you can swap batteries in and out and keep flying. Kind of has the prop guard look from the Blade Pico QX. I think Syma kind of stole the idea from the Nano QX. And then the Pico QX came next, so this is, Blade's design. The Blade is not copying the Syma kind of copied the Blade before it existed. But that's a pretty nice quad. It's fun to fly. You can actually fly it with the Syma X5C transmitter, so that's kind of a more hobby grade style transmitter, so it's pretty nice to fly it with that. But yeah, that's all the Nanos. So like I said, there's, links to all my actual full reviews in the video description. So if you haven't seen them and one of them caught your eye and you want more info, make sure to go check out the full review and I'll have all the details there. Alright, well thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.